Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Lori and today I'm making the spell book from Hocus Pocus. It's Halloween time again, my favorite time of year. And oh, by the way, Hocus Pocus is on Disney Plus in case you haven't seen it or if you just want to watch it again. So I am creating the Sister Winifred Sanderson. I knew that was going to be hard to say, from the movie. And this project has been pretty time consuming. Let's just call her Winnie from now on. It's easier. So I'm a little behind on my videos, but that's because I've been so busy with the show and the dolls that I'm working on. The other doll I'm working on is Nicole Kidman from Practical Magic, Jillian. I'm working on Sisters. Anyway, it just made me think of that thing. I'm very into Sisters right now. I don't know if you've ever seen Practical Magic, but that was a joke from there. Anyway, so creating Bette Midler in doll form, I decided first I needed to sculpt her head because there isn't really a toner doll that I thought would work as her. And, you know, she's got those teeth and everything. So sculpting on top of a doll face just seemed like it would be a lot of work and probably a pain in the butt. So I decided to just do the whole head. And it's the first time I have successfully sculpted a head to fit on a toner body and that I'm happy with. And I have to thank Susan Hook for helping me through it all. She's done so many and I didn't know how I was going to get it done, but with her guidance, it happened. So thank you, Susan. I can't wait to show you the finished Winifred Sanderson. Winnie Sanderson. She got this terrific wig that I made, and of course she has really long nails and she has rings. And the reason why I picked her was because I've already done Sarah Jessica Parker as Sarah Sanderson a while back. So when we decided, as you know, to do the repaint society, decided to do a show called The Witching Hour that was going to feature witches and warlocks, I just felt like Winnie was the perfect choice for me. And I wanted Winnie to have her book, of course. Sarah got a broomstick, and in the future, Mary, the other sister, will get a vacuum because I'll end up doing her too. But don't ask me how I'm going to manage that. I'll figure it out somehow. But for now, Winnie needs her book. And she also has to have a podium for the book to sit on. So that was a whole nother thing because where was it going to go? She can't hold it. It's too big for the doll, I think, and I wouldn't want it to fall or anything. So I decided a podium. And I'm still working on that. You can't really see it well in the movie, but so I'm kind of making it up as I go. So I'm going to use snakes in the design because Winnie has snakes on her book, she has it on her dress, and she has a snake ring, so it just made sense to me. And since Cosclay, which is what I'm working with, is flexible when it bakes, then I think it will hold the book in place. Anyway, Winnie has been time consuming, so I asked Morgan May to make the costume, but I still have to make her cape, and I'll probably have to do some embellishments. The Witching Hour show, the doll show, is October 1st over on Facebook. I will link it below. Lots of cool witches are being created if you want to check it out. There's a video that showcases what artists are creating the dolls and what dolls are being created, if you want to see what characters. Anyway, I'm an impatient artist. I like to when I have an idea, I want to do it right now, which is something I passed to my daughter. I think that's funny. We were talking about this weekend. But I'm impatient, and when I want to do something, I want to do it right now. So I like to try to find things on hand that I can work with on projects. You know, something I have in the house. Anything lying around that I picked up from garage sales or just fun finds. Anything in my junk drawer, you know, somewhere in this office. So for the book, I used a box I had for the base. It was, and then for my own journal, I stole pages. And whatever tools I had on hand, I used. I have sculpting tools, but I didn't officially pull them out. Instead, I used a paintbrush for my rolling pin. Toothpicks worked for sculpting tiny things. And I did have a couple of sculpting tools that were just sitting in my paintbrush jar, so I grabbed those. I think my point is that when you want to make a project, I bet that there are things in your house that you can work with. Of course, I did have to buy the clay. I did have other clay I could have worked with, but I really wanted to try that Cosclay so bad. And I was going to buy it anyway. So it's a polymer clay. It's flexible when it bakes. And to be honest, I think it might be my favorite polymer clay that I've ever worked with. It's soft. It's easy to knead and handle. It doesn't hurt my hands. Anyway, I'll link it below. It's absolutely fantastic. Of course, I have an arsenal of craft paints and cheap brushes, so the only purchase I really had to make was the clay, which was $15.95, and I really didn't use very much. The podium I am making, I had to make the base out of epoxy because I wanted it to have some weight to it so it wouldn't tip over. And and you can sculpt on top of that. I sculpted snakes on top of it and baked those because I made the snakes out of polymer. So you can bake the epoxy; it'll be fine. And then I found a piece of a wooden pole that I had just set aside for that one day when I might need it. And I have to make something on the top that will hold the book, but I haven't really figured it out. I think I'll probably make it mostly out of Cosclay, but I don't know. Anyway, I made a 3-hour video of me making this book, and it's over on my Patreon page right now if you're interested to see how the book came together. And I also explain everything as I go, and I would love to have you join my Patreon family, so I will link it below if you're interested in that. Also, if you could please like this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, that would be awesome. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Anyway, the projects like these are my favorite. I love the whimsical style of like Tim Burton. I love everything Halloween. And I thought while I was sculpting this book that I should do more things like this. I love the creepy, the macabre, and I think I will put together a little video of all of my scary or Halloween projects and dolls that I've done in the past. I mean, that could be fun. I will do that for Halloween, I think, which I decided from now on starts on September 1st and ends on October 31st, because 1 month is not enough for Halloween. Anyway, my husband, however, is not a fan of anything creepy at all. So most of my things I have made stay in my studio until they fly to their new homes. So, tell me your favorite Halloween movie. I think mine might be The Night Before Christmas, but then I don't know really. Is that a Halloween movie or is that a Christmas movie? I do love Hocus Pocus, of course, and I'm thinking whimsical right now, but not so much scary. Though I do love something super scary. Although I really shouldn't watch it because I have nightmares. Did anyone see The Haunting of Hill House on Netflix? Scared the crap out of me. Ghost stories and the unseen are always more scary to me than like slasher movies. They might make me jump or whatever. And I mean, they're good. It's not that I don't like them, but they're not as scary to me. Even though they're really based more in realism. There is a season 2 coming out of The Haunting of Hill House called The Haunting of Blythe House, I believe. And this one has dolls. Dolls. Here's something fun to know about me. Dolls scare me. I mean, not the fashion dolls, but those old Victorian dolls, those creepy ones, they slowly turn their head. It's just like, no. And once I had a doll my mom gave me. She was one of those really pretty Victorian silk dolls. And there was really nothing scary about her, but she was she was just scary to me. I don't know. I was pretty sure that a spirit was trapped in her or something. She just gave me the creeps. And fortunately, my daughter effectively destroyed her when she was 3. So bye-bye, Imogene. And I wasn't sad to see her go. But then I made a bust with eyes, 9 eyes. But the actual eyes, where the eyes would go, were blind. And my husband found that bust very unsettling. I mean, I think he was like with me with Imogene, that doll. He just didn't like it. But I loved her. Fortunately for him, I sold her and she has left the building. Anyway, I'm making this book. You could easily go and just buy some souffle Sculpey in black and effectively avoid having to paint it at all. Meaning, all in black is what I mean by you'll have to paint it, but if you wanted to avoid the black part. Souffle Sculpey is my second favorite to work with. It's soft, it's easy to handle, and it sculpts beautifully. And it's pretty inexpensive, maybe like $2.99 for one package. And that's probably all you'll need. Also, if you decide to do this project, make sure when you bake it that you put something between the book so it doesn't collapse. You're also, you don't have to sculpt the eye if you don't want to. You could just buy an eye. I had one, but it was kind of big and the wrong color. But back to the scary dolls. I think most of my repaint friends would find it amusing that dolls scare me because they are my favorite to make. Anyway, maybe the fact that I am making them takes the scary away. I don't know. I have one friend who says that she wouldn't sleep in the same house with some of my dolls. But I think they're pretty. Pretty scary. No, I think they're... What I mean is, I think they're pretty scary. Does that make sense? Like they're scary, but they're still pretty? Well, that's what I think anyway. I definitely will make a video on all the Halloween dolls I have created over the years. Do dolls freak you out? Anyway, what would you like to see in upcoming videos? What are some of your favorite things to watch? I have a commission for a doll with a third eye. It's going to be very artsy, with artsy painting and jewels and things like that. Would you be interested in that? I think this is my first video I've ever made of sculpting anything. So please let me know if you liked it and would like to see more, because I really love to sculpt and would be happy to film it. Now that I'm thinking about putting together a doll Halloween video, my mind is racing with all the dolls I have done over the years, and I'm kind of excited to just get over there and get it done. If you think about it, my job is sort of Halloween all year long. I'm dressing up dolls as characters, which is like Halloween. Anyway, thanks so much for joining me, and if you made it to the end, thank you. I really appreciate it. I will see you guys next time. Bye for now, and happy Halloween.